Everyone, Jen here, and I'm going to be reviewing Aizu, spelled like the English word is. It is by Masakazu Katsura, and there are 15 volumes in this series. And I guess I'll first point out the difference between the Japanese tankobon and the English volumes. And basically, the Japanese ones are censored in a way, and the English one aren't censored, and the English ones are censored. But the last couple of volumes aren't. So that was actually kind of pointless on their part. I actually did some research, and this famous analyst sort of guy, he used to be a Viz editor. He used to be part of the Viz team, and it was during this time, 2005 through 2008, when this was being translated. He said that it was one of the biggest fails he's ever lived through in manga history, and this censorship. Well, I don't want to really start on a bad point though, but despite that, it is amazing. Well, let me go ahead and start. Aizu, pronounced A-I-Z-U, is very deep in story. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start by saying that it is. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it is a romantic comedy drama, and I know that's a very generic term for what. There are thousands of them out there, and they're very predictable in a sense. And I speak that from a good point of view. If you've read Nisekoi, and I know every single video recently I've been mentioning Nisekoi, but it's just stuck in my head. Kind of the reason why I also read this, but let's take that for example. That was very predictable, the outcome of who was going to end up with who and how the scenarios played out, because they were kind of generic scenarios, but it was still funny. That was the thing that I liked throughout it. I liked it still being funny, and if it's gonna be a romantic comedy, it's going to say that way. But when it comes to Aizu, I didn't check, but I think if it isn't, this should be also considered a seinen, because it does have a lot of pervy stuff in it, but that's not why I should consider it that. And it's because of the deep sense of character that's in this. Take 20th Century Boys for example. I read that a long time ago, and I'm right now currently rereading it, and I had forgotten how deep the characters really are. The creator really brings out each character. Kenji, Maro, Yurisuke, all those characters. Like, he really knows how to bring out their full length of character, the emotion, the way it's delivered. And this, despite not being like as big as 20th Century Boy when it comes to suspense and drama, let's take the romantic part into accountable. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead and start with what it's about. What it's about is, and by the way, I'm gonna basically talk about mainly the whole thing, so this is a spoil, so if you don't mind, then you can go ahead and keep tuning in. But so we have the main character, Ishitaka, and just like all the other type of stories like these, he's a shy high school boy. He's 16 and can't really communicate well with girls, but there is a specific girl that he really likes, and her name is Iori Yoshizuki. Iori Yoshizuki is the beauty of the class, and the girl that he knows he's never going to be able to get, blah blah blah. And Ishitaka also has the typical perverted friend that likes soaking up girl skirts and talk about boobs all the time. His name's Teratani. But the thing that differentiates him from all the other pervy friends the main character has, he is a very good love doctor. Despite him being perverted all the time, he really gives life inspiring advice. He gives advice that would make you think in different ways when it comes to love. Like he's not even talking to the character, he's talking to you. what this manga does is always it speaks to you. Yes, the main character is very aggravating, Ichitaka. He is probably the I have never seen someone who overthinks situations and problems as much as this character. He literally overthinks every single little problem he gets himself into, whether it's getting into bed with his crush, or accidentally bumping into her, or having to deliver the smallest message, or work with her on a committee. Any little thing, he starts overthinking it, and he just starts this super complex thought bubble. And the thing is, I actually think that's kind of real. When it comes to other romantic dramas and such, comedies, the characters are always very dense. They don't really think much, and they always just act on instinct and what down below thinks, what they want. And it's always played like that, so that's why I always think it's predictable. So when it comes to this, I don't think so, because the main character, even though he is kind of stupid and he's very perverted, eventually he does really become determined when it comes to something he wants. In this case, Iori. And I think 15 volumes was a good length, because the story really played out well, and it really fascinated me from beginning to end. When I ended it, I just wanted more. I was like, no, this can't be. There has to be more. But deep inside, I knew that it was over. This was a very good ending. He finally achieved his dream of what he wanted. He bought the girl. And it was completely unpredictable, too. I thought it was going to end up with his childhood friend, Itsuki. And, there always pops up this character out of nowhere that the main character always ends up in love with. That's the typical stereotypic thing. But not in this case. And it really threw me off. I always kept telling myself that I can always predict these romantic comedies, but in this case I didn't, which is a good plus for me. I need more of that. Now, when it comes to the deep meaning of the story, it's all about love and how you interpret it and how you speak it back out, because that was his main problem. Even though he was determined to say what he wanted, at some point he just didn't know how to understand her, Iori, and the connection just wasn't really good when it comes to both of them. So that was the main thing here. The main thing that this taught me was, it really did teach me about how I should interpret love and how I should show it and how I should think of what I should do about it. Because you could make the littlest mistakes and it could be catastrophic, as many times that happened here. Along with his friends really did support him, and I think that's also real. So friends are there to support you, and this really showed it. This manga series really, it felt real to me. I felt it throughout the entire time. This feels like a real situation. What's going on, and that's what's different about most of these. And that's why I think it's perfect. I give it a perfect score, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. I would recommend it to anybody. It's fantastic, and you really will feel like you're in a real life situation and real life romance going on, and deep character development between Ichitaka, Iori, Teratani, Nami, all these characters, and even the girls that try to steal Ichitaka, and his perversion gets in the way a lot too. So, well, that is my review. If you liked my review, you know what to do. Again, it is called Aizu, I-S with 2 apostrophes between the I and S, but it's pronounced Aizu, by Masakazu Katsura. And well, yeah, you know what to do. If you like the video, please subscribe. I really would appreciate it, and can't wait to do more reviews. See you next time. Bye.